What's up, everyone? All right, here we are, first day in the new office. I moved my whole trading station over here last week, connected, all set up. It was smooth sailing, very easy, and first day in the new office, $6,700 of profit. That feels good. That's what I really wanted. My first day here in the new office, just to get the momentum started, get off to a strong start. And right now, it's still kind of rebuilding the month of June. Had a little bit of a rough start. Spent the first 2 weeks trying to dig myself out of the hole. Now that I'm out of the hole, well, it's kind of like I started over, but I started the third week of the month. So I'm up right now about $18,000 on the month. It's not much compared to last month, $75,000, but green is good, and we've still got 4 days left. And you know what? In the last 3 days, I've made $26,000. So the tides are starting to shift, momentum is picking back up, and maybe this week is going to be a really strong finish. So I'm pumped, but let's break down all of today's trades in today's midday market recap. All right, what's up, everyone? So here we are Monday morning, and today is the first day trading from the new office. So I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the new office at some point later this week, probably on well, I don't know if I'll do it on YouTube or Facebook, but either way, stay tuned for it. That'll be coming later this week. So those of you watching on Facebook, make sure you follow us on YouTube in case we end up doing it over there. So this actually isn't my forever office here. This is my temporary office. You can hear a bit of echo in the room. My office is going to have a carpeted floor. The carpeting hasn't gotten installed yet. So my office is actually next door, but I'm going to work in this office for the time being. So right now, just kind of getting myself set up here. I've got my window out in the back. Some of my familiar things, and this works. So I got this set up on Friday, and now today is the first day trading here. It's the first day. It's the first time I've traded in an actual office. Well, I guess I've traded in the California office a few times, the office we have in Sacramento, but this is the first time that I'm really no longer going to be trading from home anymore. I'll be trading from this office down here, which is definitely going to be a little different, commuting every day and all of that, but my new house is only about 10 minutes up the road, so it's just a nice little drive here into downtown, and I think it's going to be, overall it's going to be really nice. And of course, what was especially nice about being here is that I have fiber. So I'm now connected on fiber, and that's what I like to see. So super fast upload download speeds, and as far as trading is concerned, it doesn't really make a very big difference. I've traded with internet of 2.5 megabits per second, but when it comes to trying to stream on YouTube and stream on Facebook, this fiber is going to make it a lot better. So all of that type of stuff, it makes a big difference. And this is kind of the evolution of my trading and how it's grown into more than just my trading. It's grown into this big community at Warrior Trading. So bit of a ending of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter, but it's exciting. So I was really happy here to start the week and to start with my first day in the new office with $6,707 of profit. That felt really good. I'm really happy about that. I just kind of wanted to start with a couple green trades today and just sort of start to build that build that confidence and that positive association with this new space. For as long as I'm in here, as long as I'm in the other space. It's a 5-year lease, so I plan to be here for a while. So I wanted to get things off to a good start, and I did. So $6,700 on Friday. I made $7,000. Ended up getting a nice surprise opportunity after the midday recap. Last Thursday, I made $13,000, so I'm up $26,000 in 3 days. Not bad at all. That just totally changed my month. The last 3 days, I just got an extra $26,000 of profit this month. That's massive. So that's kind of the reason I hate taking days off, because you never know when all of a sudden the market's going to pick up out of nowhere and you're going to have these big opportunities. You know, it feels like whenever I take a day off, I miss some really, really big moves. That huge move on DRYS, the day it went up to $114 a share, I'd taken the day off. I was in New York City. And, you know, I missed this big opportunity. So since then, I've just been like, no, I don't want to take days off. I just want to stay focused. And so, yeah, these last 3 days have been pretty big. YECO, I hit it on Friday, got some good profits, got it again today, $1,700 profit. ABIL, this was the big one today, almost $4,000 of profit on this stock. Surprise move. XBIO, $1,000 of profit on it from $3 to $6. That's up 100% in one day. I mean, you know, I know as a maybe beginner trader, you might think, you know, how often do stocks really make big moves like this? And the big moves are almost always clustered together. But in the last week and a half, we've seen literally dozens of stocks go up more than 50%, which is crazy. So it's just like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And, you know, if, you know, once you've learned the strategy, you're going to be hitting these back to back. So remember in the beginning of June when I said, listen, guys, right now we're in a little bit of a slow market. This is a good time to practice your discipline, to focus on, you know, just following the rules, because if you can make money in this market, then when we do come out of it, you're going to do really well. Now, during those 3 weeks, I made some money, not a lot. And now coming out of it, I put the pedal to the metal, amping up the risk, amping up the share size, and boom, that's how you make $26,000 in 3 days. So let's go over the trades from this morning. Okay, so first trade, well, first of all, none of the stocks I traded today were off the watch list, which is interesting. The watch list today was pretty much a dud. There wasn't anything on there that looked that great. So with our gap scanner, we're scanning the entire market for stocks that are going to open more than 5% today, because that's outside the standard deviation of a typical day. It tells us something special is happening with the stock. So off that scanner, there was basically nothing that I liked. XBIO was interesting, but it's a little on the cheap side. It didn't really move that much despite 22 million shares of volume. These ones I looked at, didn't see anything there. So for the most part, I was just like, well, today's going to be a day we're trading off the scanners. So the scanner we use is our high-a-day momentum scanner right here. So this scanner is showing us stocks in real time that are meeting our criteria for squeezing up right now very quickly. YECO was just on the scanner about a minute ago. And when we look at the chart, we'll see that YECO had just squeezed and hit high of day. It just squeezed from 360 all the way up to a high of 450. So that's a pretty big move right there. So first trades off the scanner this morning kind of starts a little bit slow. Not a lot is happening. And actually, I had to restart these scanners at one point. So this is, I'd have to go back. Let's see. Let me just go back. History, time frame. I'll do it for this morning. All right, so then we'll see all the stocks that came on here starting at 9:30. A lot of stocks, a lot of stocks. All right, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, so this is how we started. 9:30 VLRX hits. Wasn't that interested in it. I had seen it, but I didn't think it would move that much. The volume was it was pretty high, pretty crowded, so nothing there. This one, SPHS, went from $1.99 up to $2.20. 28 million share float. I saw it. I just didn't really think a lot of it. You can see here, it's kind of this gap down reversal setup, so I just left that one alone. Next one up is ABIL 608. All right, so the first hit's there at 608. And on this one, I jumped in as it was squeezing up. I pulled up, someone called it out in the chat room on this one actually and said, hey, take a look at ABIO. It's squeezing up and we got this first big push here. So I added into that push at 584, anticipating that we were going to come up to, I actually thought this might do a circuit breaker haul. So I got in early thinking we would tap $6. We hit 6, we pull back, and then on this 1 minute micro pullback, that was an add right here going up to the highs. Another pullback here, that was an add going up to 704. So from $6 to $7, that's a big move, right? It pulls back, it consolidates around here. I take a couple more stabs, but the bulk of my profits were right in this area right here. So that was getting in this right off the high day momentum scanner. You can see it kept hitting the scanner as it's squeezing up. All right, so that was those were my first trades on ABIL. The safest entries were 1 minute micro pullbacks, entering there and entering there, and then taking a scalp up here. So those 3 little pullbacks, buying the first candle to make a new high as it surges back up. I was being a little aggressive by getting in on my first stab right here at 584, but that's okay. All right, so that was ABIL. Next one was XBIO. This one hits the scanners. Now CADC made a big move as well. I didn't trade this one. I let this one run without me, and sometimes they will, from $6.50 to $9.50. $3 per share, but I didn't take a stab at it. 5-cent tick stock. I just wasn't that into it, so I let it go without me, but some nice moves there. And I saw some of you got it, which is good. So good job there for you guys who did trade it. CADC on the scanners. All right, so that one was in play. Then we're looking for the next one. XBIO hits the scans at 350, 348, 350. I jumped into this one. Now on XBIO, I didn't get in as quickly as I could have. I was watching it at 350 and I was tempted, but I hesitated. And I ended up buying at 383 as it went into the circuit breaker halt. So as it squeezed into that halt, that's where I jumped in. It resumed higher and hit a high of 450. So boom, I made on that one $1,000. So that was a nice trade. It wasn't a home run, but it was a pretty decent trade. Actually, let's see. Sorry, YECO. Sorry. YECO. This is the one that I bought at 383. I'm getting them confused. YECO I bought at 383. This one hit the scanners at 350. I bought it at 383 right here. And then I sold this one as it came out of the halt up here and made $1,700 on 7,500 shares. XBIO, when I first got in this one, I actually lost money on it. I lost about $150. I jumped in XBIO. Sorry, it wasn't at 350. I waited. I got in this one all the way at 450 coming out of the halt. It popped up to a high of 480 and then it dropped down and I got stopped out and lost $150. Then I got back in as it curled back over 450, and that's where I scalped it on these micro pullbacks here and here and here. Almost the same setup. We let the red candle form and then the next candle to make a new high. That's the entry point. So I did that on this one and made $1,000. So I lost 150 and then I made it back. So with that, 3 stocks that I traded, $6,707 of profit in about 2 hours, right? I was pretty much done by, 11, so in an hour and a half. Man, I can't complain. I mean, it is, right now, the market is picking up. We're seeing some momentum, some follow through, and I'm enjoying it. It's nice to have 3 days where you make $26,000, and I needed it. June was off to a really bad start for me, losing money on the first day of June. The second and third week, I had to get myself out of the hole. Now I'm out of the hole and back into the green, and really just doing everything I can to finish this month in kind of respectable shape. I went from being down $16,000 on the month to up $18,000 or $17,000. I'm right around $17,000, $18,000 right now. So, that's, it's a victory by itself. Certainly not as good as the $75,000 I made last month, but being up $18,000 right now, considering how choppy it was for those first two weeks, I'll take it. I'll be happy with that. And if we can get 4 more good days of trading here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I might be able to finish the week or finish the month up. Who knows? $25,000, $30,000. You just never know, because I didn't expect 3 days to make $26,000. And I'm not expecting tomorrow that I'll make $50,000, but it could happen. It's happened before. So, I've got that poster behind me. There's always hope. And this has come with me everywhere that I've gone when it comes to trading, because there's always hope. For me, I always had the hope that I could get this. I could figure it out when it came to learning how to trade, when I had that poster in my farmhouse up in Vermont. And, it's like when it comes to trading, you just never know. And it's not that we have to act that we trade on hope. necessarily, but it's just that when you're learning to trade, you just kind of have to have that spirit of optimism that you will get it, that you will get to the other side and you will make it. And this is what it looks like when you do. $6,700 in one morning. It's crazy. You don't just start making $100 a day and then you stop there. You're making 100 a day, and then you're making 200, and then 300. I saw John Lim in our Inner Circle chat room. He made like $2,000 today trading mostly Netflix, which was awesome. Really good job for him. John L10, he made, I think it was around $2,500 today or something like that, trading. What did he trade? He had ABIL, CADC, RDVT, VLRX, and XBIO. He finished up $2,700. So when you get it, you get it. When the light really comes on and you've got consistency and you've got confidence, that's when the equity curve just starts to go like that. The problem is you might spend 2 years going sideways or even 2 years going down. That's what it was like for me. And that's ultimately what it's like if you're trying to figure it out on your own. For those of you that are in our classes, our learning curve is set at a 90-day path. So, you go through the 90-day class, you get out, start trading with keep trading in the sim until you've got real money, or until you've got good consistency, and then you switch to real money, and then from there you go up. My commissions today are going to be close to $500 because I traded so much. I kept buying and selling and buying and selling, scalping these 1-minute breakouts with 5,000, 7,000 shares. And, that's the way it goes. I traded total today 200,000 shares, 138 executions. So, really the only difference between making $67 today or making $670 or making $6,700 or even making $67,000 is your share size. And, there are traders out there, I guarantee you, who traded 1 million shares today. I'm not the person in the market who traded the most today by any means. I'm sure there's people who traded millions of shares. And those are the people that are going to be making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on days like today. So it's all relative to your risk tolerance. I'm still pushing the edge of my comfort zone. Of course, right now, since I had a red start to the month, I've been a little bit more conservative, trying to kind of recoup some of those losses. I haven't had the big cushion to really swing for the fences and be aggressive. And, that's just where I'm at right now. Had I started the month with a $25,000 winner, I would have had the cushion to start being more aggressive mid-month. And on some of these trades, maybe swing a little bit for the fences and hold them a little longer or take a little more size. But, for me right now, I am still being a little more conservative. But you know what? Tomorrow morning, this account's going to be back right at just over $100,000 again, which means I can go ahead and give myself a distribution out of this account of 20,000, drop it back down to 80, and then go back to 100, down to 80, back to 100, down to 80, back to 100, and just keep doing that until I cross the $1 million mark. So as of today, I'm up $295,000 on the year. And so first 6 months, 290,000, 295. If I cross 300,000, that puts me well on track to having a $600,000 year, which is pretty crazy. So again, though, you just never know. For me, in November, I made 80,000. In December, I made 82,000, and in January, I made 115,000. So in 3 months, I made $260,000. So when the markets are hot, I can really stack up the profits. But when the markets are slow, I do just have to kind of grind on smaller numbers, and I might make only $10,000 or $15,000 a month during a slow market. But then when things heat up, I'll get $100,000 a month. So it's all about averaging. That's, when it comes to trading, it's always looking at your averages, your metrics over long periods of time. I can show you years of historical data, to back up my strategy. And that of course is why so many of you guys are wanting to learn my strategy rather than try to reinvent the wheel yourself. It's because you can look at my reports and you can see, well, geez, Ross has been doing this for a long time. I started using TraderView here in 2016. So if I just do a detailed report here, that's net or gross. So net $832,000 of profit. Accuracy, 67%. That's interesting. Accuracy changes when you switch from gross to net. That's really interesting. That's because some of those trades are actually winners, but after the commissions, there's small losses. That's interesting. So a 3% margin there. But in any case, that's 2,269 trades with between 68 and 70% accuracy, depending on how you look at it. That's the historical data. Now, if you guys are trying to figure out how to trade totally on your own, you're like, I'm going to figure this out on my own. I don't want to, take the Warrior Pro course or whatever it is. That's fine, but you've got to build up historical data to then have faith in the strategy and to prove that it's profitable. And this right here is, well, this is 2 years or 2.5 years of trading data. So most of us don't have the time to spend 2 years compiling data to try to make a decision, and so that's why most traders would rather just get started by learning a strategy that's already proven to be profitable. It works. So here's another day, building up the profits, $6,700. I guarantee that's more than I'm going to spend today, right? So it's just all of this profit, I save it, I put it away, I reinvest it into the market long term, just use a financial advisor for long-term stuff. And the more money I put away, I'm going to get to a point where I'll be making $6,000 a day in my main account. And if the overall market's up, I might be making another $6,000 a day in long-term investments. Today's a day where the market's down. So, probably in the last few days I've lost some money, but whatever, it's ebb and flow. It's no different from a small account than it is with a big account. You back up, you look at the big picture, and I've been putting money in the market for a long time. So, you just keep adding a little, adding a little, adding a little. Over the course of 10, 15 years, you've got those metrics on your side. Historical return of the stock market, I believe, is 8% over the last 130 years, 8% average. So some years are bigger than others, but you get to a point where you've put $500,000 away, you're making an extra now, $40,000 a year just on your long-term investments. So that's where you really get yourself into the driver's seat. You make good decisions in these first couple of years once you are making some good profits trading, and you put that money away. You put it away as a safety net. You put it away, just to protect yourself. I didn't buy a $100,000 car until I was a millionaire. And, I drove an old car for a long time because I was like, well, I could go lease a brand new this or that, but the smart thing to do is to put the money away. But, once you put the money away, then, all right, it's time to spend some and enjoy a little bit of it. So anyways, this has just been a great day of trading. First day in the new office, feeling good about it. And again, those of you watching on Facebook, throw the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like these videos. I'll come back through and respond to each of those comments. I read all of them, so I love to see what you guys are saying. Hope you all had a good day of trading. Let me know how much you made, how much you lost, what happened today. We'll come back and comment there. Those of you watching on YouTube, same thing. I'll come back and comment on those later this afternoon. And stay tuned for a video later this week, a tour of the new office. All right, so that's about it for me, and I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning back at it, 9:15 for pre-market analysis, and hopefully we'll find a couple more stocks to trade, and this hot streak will continue. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.